Look pretty rough today. It's alright though. I got holy clothes, shorts with stains, shoes with holes in them. Gotta rock the homeless look sometimes, man. No one bugs you. If you don't want to be bugged, perfect look. Anyway, yeah, we're rocking the homeless. And then you rock like the no insurance looking vehicle, and it's pretty cool. Like we said, we almost got it. Today, I'm making a turn. Car starts to sneak in on the right. Like, why would you do something that dumb either? I don't know. Florida, man. I'm trying to take you out every day here in Florida. Makes you think sometimes, is it even worth it? Is it even worth it when they're trying to take you out? Just saying. For that still is not sold. It has to sell. Sold some other stuff though. We're gonna be utilizing one of these. Oh, excuse me. Pan gaskets again, because I think. Excuse me. I think the truck is running out of ATF. I'm tired of filling it. I ran out of ATF. Well, there's a lot of stuff in here. Anyway, all I say is that this place is a whole lot better than what it was a year ago. I'm going through content right now, uploading content for next year because I want to get rid of this crap finally. We were totally delayed due to people's psychotic episodes. That'd be two that currently live here that have psychotic episodes. Okay, that delayed us. Illness delayed us. The thumb situation delayed us when we couldn't move our hand for many weeks to months. And we couldn't even use tools for approximately 3 months. Couldn't use any tools at all. And then 4 months we can kind of use tools. We were still screaming. Just it's better now. I can finally use tools. So that all just delay. I couldn't pick up boxes. Like there's nothing. And that really made me. It actually changed me big time. The thumb injury back in May. It changed my whole thought on things. My whole outlook on things was changed. That's what happened for a reason. So it was interesting watching content from like 2023 and even into 2022 or before the incident. And man, it's funny, but it's all being thrown up there anyway. But yeah, we're just not that person anymore. Uh, but another thing that was stressing me out last week, and now I just don't care because I finished up what I have to do and the scheduling and this and that, is putting pressure on yourself. Putting pressure on yourself and how it affects you. Or other people putting pressure on you, or just all this other stupid kind of crap like that. And it's basically just a big waste. And it screws with you in ways that you just never think that it screws with you. But it affects you day by day by day, hour by hour by hour. And what a kind of like a weird thing it is just to not have that pressure anymore, and or find ways to alleviate it. Going, I'm not going to let this misfortune, ruin me at this period of time and everything else. But there's so much outside interference, especially here, that's affecting you. It's just crazy, and it makes you so easy to break if you think of it that way. You can break and just go down the wrong roads very easily and just not do things proper. And sometimes you just got to take a long break and think about things because of it in this place, with the amount of outside poison, toxic influence that keeps on trying to knock and get into you and just break you down. And then we could bring in the extreme heat and the horrible climate and everything else. But anyway, we're fixing all that. Like I said, it's gonna take a while. And we thought about how we definitely have to fix it. We were thinking about it when we had the Ronas and we were sick, vomiting all over our bed. We thought about it then a little bit, and then some other things, how we're going to improve stuff. Alright, so we improved some stuff. What did this get? We had ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. This whole YouTube thing got totally destroyed and crashed um, to a point of just like, why even bother? And then I just stopped even uploading for a while. I just didn't care anymore. I had a backlog of stuff I've been going through. What else happened? I stopped over bed transactions. I stopped trying to sell stuff, so I had this huge influx of just stuff that I was trying to get rid of locally. But it just was never going to sell locally, but it did sell far away. And I had to ship it all out, but it's no big deal. People pay for shipping. People like that kind of antisocial stuff. People don't like to deal with people one on one anymore. People don't like to talk to people. People don't like to call people. People just like to buy stuff online. So so all that stuff, that was more of a delay. But we're getting there to the path that we have to go to accomplish the things that we have to accomplish. And it's all a mental thing. You can only do so much, I found, in a period of time, in a period of weeks. Only have so many challenges. And sometimes I think I overwhelm myself with challenges. And then everything gets more difficult. You always have to feel like you have this constant burden. I got rid of like 60 gigabytes off this phone. This phone has been full since probably August, on and off, on and off, on and off. It's been full. Now I have like 60 gigabytes of space on it. I'm not filling it back up. I'll tell you that until the 60 gigabytes that's remaining on it is gone. I have like over 105 gigabytes of files I'm still going through on my computer and uploading them. But I got a lot of space. I already did about 30 gigabytes since yesterday off that, and 60 on here. So yeah, that's a pretty good thing. If I could do 90 gigabytes of footage a day, I'll be looking pretty good. But yeah, that's kind of like a burden. But that even isn't like a burden, because it's like a digital burden, but it was just eating you up, knowing that you had all this crap to do. And a lot of it was just total crap, I'm telling you. A lot of it was just total nonsense. I'm like, man, I'm glad I don't do that anymore. When I was watching these videos, and then it was delete, delete, delete. I'm glad I don't do that. I'm glad I showed it. I'm glad I talked about it. And I'm glad I don't do it. And the reasoning, too, behind it was funny, too. That's how you know your thoughts are true, when you have a reason, and you always seem to point back at that reason why something is what it is. Why something is just not working out, why something keeps getting damaged. And it's like the same thing over and over. So you already identify the problem. You know, damn well know, that is the problem. Now it's time to fix it. And then I thought about fixing it. And of course, there's more roadblocks. But of course, one whole thing is it's not going to happen in 15 minutes. You're not going to fix 15 years of shit in 15 minutes. You're not going to fix 15 years of shit in like 15 days, 15 weeks, 15 months. 15 months you might see a difference in 15 months. I've seen a difference in 15 months. So, I don't know. It's going to be longer than that. It'll be like years, but as long as you start, you'll get there. And if you can go through stuff in a more methodical, faster way, it's even better. So, I'll go through. One thing is, I guess I'm totally done with wasting my time trying to basically sell everything. We're not doing that. We can sell what we sell. We have a fixed thing. We're going to sell a fixed amount of stuff, and then we'll add to it. Fixed amount, add to it. I'm not giving things away, because that just hurts you more, and you wind up dealing with these lowball people. If you deal with a low price, you deal with a low quality person. That's how it works. So stop doing your stuff for low. you won't deal with low quality people. Because low quality people will ruin your life and what you're trying to do, and then make you have a bad outcome or outlook on things because you're dealing with low quality people. So we kind of figured that out, and we kind of figured out the pressures that I've been putting on myself and how to not do that. So hopefully it works out. This thing, I don't know, might be used, might be not, but we still got to fix the truck. We're gonna try to knock out like at least 2 projects on the truck by this week, and so it's not totally pissing out ETF like it is now. And the steering column's clicking when I try to lose the bearing. It still has lockup issues and still has the drivability problem, which I think is like a fuel volume problem. So I'll get it all fixed up though, because we have to. I'm really thinking about. I have a plate somewhere actually. It's not selling. I don't know what I do with it. This big steel plate. I'm thinking about a welder bottle and then building a plate for a jack because I got a steel plate. It should suffice as a lifting mechanism for an automatic transmission. I will need taller jack stands. Probably like I'm just gonna buy like 12 tons or something. Maybe I'll just get some more 6 tons, but 12 tons would be nice because they sit higher, even when the bar is not fully extended. So we'll try that. If you can get that thing up on all four, high as you can get a transmission out of a two-wheel drive GMC 800 with some challenge. It's real nice when you move the exhaust. You don't have to, but you get a whole lot more access to the passenger side of the transmission when that white pipe's out of there. But I don't think that would be an option. It's probably too rusted, the studs on the manifold. I'd really like to put all new studs, 6 total, on those manifolds. So then I can freely, with new nuts and hardware, so then I can freely just unbolt the white pipe if I had to. That's maybe another nightmare project. It's so nice when you can unbolt exhaust from your car. It's not all rotted. It's like a pleasure, like this thing when I took apart years ago. Such a pleasure. And that car's not all rusted to shit with rusted exhaust. It's like the worst. It's rusted exhaust and like rusted brake lines, and you want to go crazy when it comes to cars. And then rusted body mounts and whatever, rusted parts of the wheel well, and if you take the wheel wells apart, and yeah, makes you crazy. So if we can do that, maybe we'll think about it. But I'm not putting pressure on myself. You see, that's putting pressure. It's asking too much of yourself all at once, and you're gonna go crazy. And you're gonna have these thoughts in your head all the time, in the back of your head. You're gonna go crazy. So we're not doing that anymore. We're gonna live a more carefree life. We know we have to do stuff. I mean, we will do stuff, but it's going to be more of a level of importance, and only when I have a clear mind, I'm not having pressure. Like how, think about this. I always laughed about this when I was running packages or when I was picking up cars. I saw a lot of project cars in apartment buildings. And I go, look at this guy. He's working on his car. He's trying to make it some supercar. This guy has a truck. He's trying to make it some monster truck. But he lives in an apartment. So I always kind of laughed at those people, thinking that, yeah, they have a dream. I see that that's their dream. They want to be a car person. They have these big ideas. They want to modify something. They want to build a drift car. They want to build a hot rod. They want to build a monster truck, mud bogger, or whatever. But they live in an apartment. So I laugh some more, and then I think, why instead of living in an apartment, they should probably work on a piece of land, like a storage area that they own, like a piece of land, a house, where you can freely do that. Then make the bun bogger, make the hot rod car, make the drift car, whatever you're trying to do. But don't do it in an apartment. But these people, they put pressure on themselves. I even seen in the condo land. Condo land, they move to a condo land, then they get cars blown apart in one of these garages. Like, why would you do that to yourself? Why would you do that? Why are you putting that pressure on yourself in one of these restrictive kind of places? There's like steps involved. So if you don't do stuff in a organized, methodical step, you're gonna be like those people who are living in an apartment building that have a car blown apart with parking tickets all over it and everything else, and their tools laying underneath the frame, getting rain soaked because they put pressure on themselves because they had like poor planning. And that's a lot of things that come down on me and maybe other people, is the poor planning of other people increase the pressure on you, and it should never be like that. So I'm being more of a person that says F you, I'm not doing it, than dealing with stupid decisions and bullshit ever again. But we're working on our own plan. And we should work, and it should have more financial stability and whatever else. I should have invested in Bitcoin last year, but oh well. Another thing, you should have did this. You should have did that. You should have. The time's over. You should have did this differently. You should have said something different over here. You should have went to this place. Shoulda. All that like resent and whatever. You can't have that either. You gotta cut that out. Cut that out. You did the best you can do in that period of time. You acted that way because that was the best you can do. So never worry about it more than that. And I'm not worrying about it anymore either. It's the best you can do. That's what I love about automotive and old cars that you had for years. You see the progression of yourself, and you see the best you can do when you were like 18, best you can do when you're 17, best you can do when you're 16, 15, 14, 13. I was working on cars for a long time. And then whatever, you can go up. Best you did when you were 20, 25, 30, or whatever. And it either gets worse or it gets better. And you see your progression. And when you're taking apart the car, like doing the job, and you see like this rigged up shit that you did when you were a kid, you're like, what the hell is this? But then you stop and you think, and you go, well, I did it that way because that was the best I could do at that period of time. So the car taught me that, and that can be applied to a lot of things in life. Why things are the way they are, or why you did something that way. That's the best you can do with what you have. It's kind of like when I ran the crappy old tow truck, and we had horrible equipment, and everything was done like really really just ass, using like trying to like make a snatch block out of a chain and I don't know, a bunch of other crap, running through the holes in the deck, whatever you could, just try to get an angle on the cable, and the cables gets totally getting destroyed because I don't have a snatch block. But it's like you just had to do the best with what you had. And some people don't understand that. They want more and 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 more. Nothing's ever good enough. I want it this way. I want someone to do this way. I want the planning to be that way. It's like too controlling. So I'm just not dealing with it anymore. If things work out, they work out. You know what? That's why I'm not really one anymore of dealing with scheduling, dealing with companies, or just any other BS freaking deadlines. I just don't care anymore. The time is now. It's gonna get done when it's done. And too bad. If you want shit done, instantly, it's just not realistic, you know. But as a group, you can kind of change that if you have people who constantly want more and more and more and more and more. What you do is you just keep failing. You just keep failing, and this person fails, and that person fails, and a person wanting more and more and more and more and more is still going to want it. But everything's failing. The people are failing, and they will fail, and they'll blame the blame on other people, never themselves. And then basically all the people who failed and just gave up, they just eventually just bail. and they do something else. An angry, horrible person who wants everything now, now, now. Just, he has nothing anymore. Powerless when other people leave. So don't worry about it too much. Don't get involved in those situations for longer than you have to. And man, I've been involved in this situation for too long. So that's that. As I'm looking at this cash bonus thing I can't use because I just don't have enough coming in anymore because the bottom's really dropping out. UPS isn't even hiring, man. This is messed up. I was hoping I was going to get a holiday gig job, but no, not this year. It pays very well, those things. Pays pretty good hit. So anyway, back to cleaning up, trying to fix stuff, trying to go unload what I can, scrap what I can, and maybe by next year actually have something. Things will be improving. We just don't know. Maybe markets will be up, freight market will be up, and I'm telling you, I'll have possibly a better license, and I'm gonna have no restriction on it. I have to go work on that, so I don't have a manual restriction. And who knows, man? Maybe I'm gonna go out and try to haul cars or something all around America, and then I'll have or if I'm driving a dry van, hopefully the company allows a partial load, and maybe I can take my stuff in the semi-truck trailer to another location for free. You just never know. You just never know. Or a small amount opposed to renting box trucks all the time, or buying my own semi-truck and trailer and moving myself out of here and just never dealing with the BS ever again that I have to deal with here. And the constant damage and the flooding of my stuff and the wreck of my stuff and cramming shit into small areas. I'm tired of it. So never let too old for this stuff, and never let too much pressures and stuff and just get to you. So I had it about a week ago when I was running around. I was feeling it. And, I was kind of freaked out by it. So yeah, I'll be doing more relaxing things in the future. Maybe I'll show it, maybe I won't. We'll work on it though. On by budgeting, but first we have to do some repairs, and then we can work on that. We want all our content done. I want all the stuff listed, and then we can just enjoy stuff. Yeah, it's still available. Everything's still broken too. I don't know, man. How many local people, have wanted stuff in the last week? I'm gonna say at least 5. Of course, nobody shows up, but some stuff online showed though. I'm like the most biggest, bulkiest crap I have to go ship out now. It's just ridiculous, and I still have more. Like everything I have is freaking big. Like big. I had some big cakes I shipped out. No, I can't find anything around here. I can find everything 2 hours away. I might have told you, I'm signing up for a CDL course so I can get a license maybe in the freight market. Might kick up. Or I can go drive a car hauler or a 4-car hauler or something like that. So, that's the state of Florida is so messed up. Just to take the permit test, I am out a month. So just to take a permit test, I'm now out a month in December. So if I can pass all that, then I can try to well, my freaking income is this bullshit. I make 1099 bullshit on here, another place. What else? Then I have eBay sales, local sales, and this junk. And it actually used to provide. It used to be enough. Now it is no longer enough because it crashed so bad this year that it is just unobtainable. Last year it was crashing bad, and I said I have to do something. Okay, and then this year it crashed even worse. But then I was injured and I was sick, so I lost a lot of months. So I actually was looking around for a while. The only opportunity was a 12-hour freaking tow truck bullshit in AAA, and then AAA won't call you back anyway. So screw them. They suck. They hate me now because of their BS hours. And I was like, you know what? thinking to try something else. There might be more money, and sure enough, there was more money in it. AAA pays crap compared to what someone else is getting. Two doors down, the guy's making almost like $28,000 more a year. Two doors down from AAA, so it wasn't a great deal. And he has more freedom with no cameras all over the freaking thing that are beeping at his speed and everything else. He has no dorky uniform, and yeah, it's not no corporate crap with surveys and all the other bullshit. So yeah, that's why I bailed on that. I'm just gonna take that. So we'll figure out something though. We'll survive. But yeah, don't put pressure on yourself. And you'll be just fine. Hopefully, what I have for sale, it sells because I have thousands of dollars of stuff currently in the market. They've raised my freaking storage rental, so that's like barely affordable now, which is great. But we'll figure it out. We have enough piled up that we'll get by a couple months. CDL school should be near free, so that's kind of cool. We'll get a state grant, but I will have to pay for other things. Well, I paid $85 already for a DOT card. I'll have to pay for another test if I want my manual restriction off, which I do want. I don't want a manual restriction. I want that off. So we'll get that going. It's just a matter of time. It's such long, drawn out shit. And if you like long, drawn out shit, this place is perfect for you. Perfect. I mean, just sit down and just watch your life just pass you by, and maybe you'll get like a couple things done. That's what this place is. Instead of the old days, I remember the old days when every single day I got multiple things done. Multiple only was possible when you're around the right people, when it's not a million degrees, the climate's pretty okay, and you have the facilities to do it. Then you're able to do multiple stuff a day, and you'll be a more successful person. This place, I think this whole even goddamn state, you are not going to be a successful person here. Unless you have some kind of business that you clean up the mess, or you're just overcharging people like crazy, like any kind of repair business. Like the AC business, the pool business, the transport business, the automotive repair business, just charging people. It's funny how people have money for that crap too. You know, people won't give you $20 some used old piece of shit fucking drill or something. They'll break your balls over it. But you know, they'll pay Jimmy the mechanic, you know, $400 to go put front brakes on the car, which is like a ripoff, and he just does some shitty old AutoZone rotors and pads on it. It doesn't even grease anything or inspect anything. You still got cracked, rotted brake hoses and everything else, and black brake fluid that looks like used motor oil. Well, it's what it is, you know. You get what you get at everything, and it comes to a point where you have enough signs and failures that it's just time just to go pack up. If you're never gonna find anything, if you didn't find anything last year, and the year before, and the year before that, 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 and you have been looking, it's a sign. It's a sign from God, and it's a sign that just says, okay, enough's enough. You can't do it anymore. It's like, you know, God will guide you. It's like YouTube failing. YouTube failing on me. It said, okay, let's not do YouTube anymore. You know, the no good shit anymore out in the street, which I used to go run down the streets. There's nothing good anymore. The scrap metal. Okay, let's collect the scrap metal then. Trade it in, whatever. Boom, 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 boom. Get loads and loads and loads of material. Okay, trade it in, gone. You know, everything changes over time. And you'll see the change right in front of you. And if you don't see the change and you don't adapt to it, then you're just stupid. But yeah, if you stick with the same tactic in the same area, in the same bullshit, and you're expecting a change, you're just stupid. It's not going to happen. So, that's that. Branch out to other things. Just take more time. Hopefully, next year, though, things will be better. I said that last year, though, things will be better, and then everything just got destroyed due to stupid, mindless people and illness, injury, whatever. But I will tell you again, quickly, before I take a shower, because this has been running for like a half an hour, definitely a lot of crap is gone. A lot of stuff is gone. a lot of profit has been made. Well, it's mostly just evaporated now, so you need to spend that money anyway on stuff. But still, that stuff kept you going, so kept me going. Perfectly fine. You didn't have to reach into your pockets too much because you had other stuff to go through. So that's that, and hopefully we can fix some stuff. I'm thinking about making a transmission little holder so we can pull out a transmission. Maybe might have to because I don't trust shops here, and I could do it a whole lot cheaper myself. I don't know. We'll start dabbling in transmissions. I think we're able to do it in my age. Where was that? No, it wasn't over here. I got some metal plate, man. Nobody wants the damn thing. We're gonna go make it into something. I was gonna go run dumpsters tonight too, to go look for some crap to see what I can find, but I nearly got crashed and then I got freaked out. And the truck has like literally no ATF in it. It's probably down at least a quart, maybe 2 quarts, and I refuse to keep on dumping ATF into it. And I'm just wasting money. I probably could have dumped another quart or 2 quarts in that. It's getting expensive when that shit just falls right out. I don't know where it's leaking from. I have no freaking idea. But might be the pan gasket in the back. I don't know. Should I might even just buy a whole new pan. I don't know. I might. I might try it. Why would the pan leak like 3 times? That's my question. And it's kind of straight. And I got the dimples out of it. I don't know. It's either the pan or the connector on the case. I don't know. But I think to change the connector, you gotta change the whole harness. It's so hard to reach too when you're not on a lift because the freaking catalytic converter's in the way. It'd be like so much easier. No leak on the driver's side. It's on the passenger side. That shift seal is good. They make a cool tool to pick those things out too. To get the shift lever seal leaks on this one. Drips a little bit. Nobody ever changes those. Yeah, you take the little linkage off, and you can thread a screw in there too, and pull it out and put a new one in. But that's good though on the white truck. But there's something on the passenger side is leaking bad on the transmission. So you have the that big old round thing, the servo that goes into the band. That shit can leak around there, but that seems dry. The connector plug could be leaking. Kind of looks like it maybe, or just the pan is leaking again. Who makes the tool? The shift lever seal. I don't know. A couple of people make it. Look up like GM shift shaft seal tool. It's like a little thing that you screw on over it, and it grabs it and picks it out. Some people say it works great. Some people say it works terrible. Some people just like thread a freaking screw in it and yank it out. So it's there though. It's like a 200 4R, 700 R4, 4060. It's for like a couple different transmissions. It kind of fits. Some like transmission rebuilder places have it that sell the parts. I really want to get into that anyway. Automatic transmission rebuilding. Again, I think I'll be fine with it. And it's good to know. Saves you money, and you're gonna build the transmission that's not a leaking piece of shit like these local people do for $2,000. And then I can use all the top quality Sonics parts and everything. Or I can even change out the 3/4 drum in the front with the input shaft with that Sonics one. That is super. It's like call it like a smart shell or something. It's expensive. I think it's probably like $1,000 now. It used to be like $5. And it's a hardened input shaft and a drum, and it won't break. And you could also screw with the gear ratios. Sonics has a different gear ratio kit that you can put on too. So first and second are closer, and then there's more of a drop between 2 and 3. So that's pretty cool. But it really gets going. Apparently, people that do that gear swap, it makes a big difference, even when you have big gears in the back. Like, wow, and it's it's a big drop between 2 and 3. Yeah, you can play with stuff like that. It'll be fun. Automatic transmissions are cool. Anyway, we got bugs. Hopefully we can do that. We also got to pull apart the steering column to go grease the upper bearing because it's making horrible clicking sounds. Could be bad. I should just change the whole bearing out, but I don't feel like taking apart the column. So first we're just going to try it with a grease needle and packing it with grease. But I got to take the steering wheel off, lock plate off, and peel back the turn signal switch. And then I can get to the upper bearing and cram some grease in there. Might work, might not. So maybe that's a project for tomorrow. If it's not 92 degrees outside in November, I don't get bugged with boomers and everything else. I couldn't do it today because today was Tuesday. And Tuesday is Blower Man, Weed Whacker Man, all this bullshit day. So didn't get anything done today except for content. But that's okay. So yeah, hopefully next year will be our year and we can save up. Things will be in the up. Save up, get a piece of land, buy like a container house, build that out. I'm serious when I say this shit too. I'm seriously gonna live in a freaking container. I'm not. Yeah, I'll try to videotape the steering column thing and lubing the bearing. Maybe I'll just do a live video because I have so much content already to deal with. I should really get a mount for this camera too. I can just stick it to the back window of a car and just drive around or show something. It'd be a whole lot easier than holding it. It'd be more professional. So I don't use my point and shoot camera anymore. I used to have a point and shoot. I still have it, but the batteries are crap in it. I need new batteries for it. I've been putting it off. So can transcooler lines be seen? I had brake line rust from the outside. What do you mean by transcooler lines be seen? Like rusty ones? You're gonna like make new transcooler lines on what? You know you can make new transcooler lines out of metal. Just get it's like some is 5/16, some might be 3/8, and you can get tubing, automotive tubing like you do brake lines on your car. It's just double inverted stuff. Yeah. Well, if you just get double inverted, like, or you can know if it's rusty on one part, your transmission line, you can patch it like you do with brake lines. You know what I mean? You flare it, you put an inverted flare knot on it, a union, inverted flare knot, make a patch. You could do that. It's illegal. And then that'll get you down the road until you want to replace the whole line. Because now it's winter time anyway, if you live in a cold climate. So if you're just trying to patch something that'll get you to like the summertime, freaking just patch it. Just get some flare nuts, man. And yeah, you can flare that fairly easy. Or you can just patch it with rubber hose, but that's kind of ghetto. But that will work as well with a bunch of clamps on it. But flare the ends though on the where you cut it, so the hose has a little freaking nipple on it, so it won't blow off. This one is pretty bad. I have a piece of a cooler line, which I regret not getting the full cooler line, because if I took the starter motor out of the junk car that was there many years ago, I would have got the cooler lines off perfectly off the transmission. I see the trick now. You gotta remove the starter motor or just slide it out of the way, and then you have better access on these cars with the two cooler lines of the transmission. But yeah, I would just patch it. Yeah, that'll work too. You could do it right through the case too, or just double flare it. It'll work. Or you can do some fancy braided shit too. Like these cars, I don't know what you're working on. Like these cars, they went from steel to rubber hose to back to steel. Because these things used to all leak. I put new rubber hose line online, and then I clamped the shit out of it. Looks like those ticker ones. You're probably not gonna be able to see. Does this thing have a stupid light on it? Oh, maybe. Does this thing work? Does it say? No, you kind of can see down there. See what to do with those lines? One has 2 clamps, one has 3. Okay, yeah, so it's like my white truck then. Then you just have solid lines. But if you had rubber, you can just cut the ends off and then do some shit like that with new transmission line, a hose. It works fine too, and it stops leaking. It's kind of ghetto, but it works. Yeah, then you just run a whole thing. But if you have a 91 C1500 and you don't have an external transmission cooler, now's a real good time too if you're running whole new lines. Make a little short line that comes out of the radiator, and then up to the radiator support. There's little holes on your passenger side. You'll see them when you have the grill shell off. There's 2 holes, and you could pass the hard lines through, and then you could run a external cooler. I have the brackets from a 96 that I got from the junkyard, so I can mount a bigger cooler, and then I can mount a BMM cooler that I have, but you just have to trim the legs down on the brackets. So I bought the factory brackets for like $1 at the junkyard, but I have to plumb it somehow because I really want to run a external plate cooler on the white truck, but I'm not doing it now because that transmission is, if it blows up, it's just going to send trash through it. So that's why I opted not to do it right now. But yeah, make your own lines, all you can do. Oh yeah. I need, maybe you know about it too. I need new fuel lines on mine. Mine fuel lines are super crusty, but I think some people are now making replacement fuel lines, even stainless ones, for 88 through like 95 throttle body injection trucks with the rubber hoses and everything. Because you got the rubber hoses that come out of the tank. There's like 2 of them, and then you get rubber hoses, which is right through like the transmission tunnel. There's 2 more. I have to get a set of those one day. And then there are different lengths, obviously, for like regular cab long bed and regular cab short bed and extended cab and whatever else. There's a couple different thicknesses, lengths that you have to get. But anyway, I'm out of here. Good luck with all your projects. Yeah, I think it might come up with the fuel lines, like Classic Tube or something. I don't think Dorman makes a fuel line kit for GMT 400 stuff. I think they did make something for the GMT 100s, and that was more like a nylon kit, or maybe like even a stainless kit they made, because those things had wrought out lines in the Northeast or Soul Country. Yeah, I think someone makes some replacement fuel lines. I'm gonna go look again later if I remember, because mine are pretty damn crusty, and they should be replaced before they pose a leaking hazard. And they've been crusty since like 2003 when I was looking at them going, oh, these things are pretty damn crusty. I actually went to a point where they were so crusty, I took a wire wheel and some sandpaper, and I actually sanded down a lot of them. I got a lot of the scale off, and then kind of like ghetto painted them, but it didn't last very long. The paint wasn't very good. And then I think I just put grease over everything, but all that grease is shitty, and now they're pretty rusty again. My evap line is even better. The evap line is a small barbed tube that runs on the length of a frame. It goes from the front of the radiator port, like down to a rubber hose, and then you have your evap line. It's metal in the frame. That thing is so freaking rusted looking. It's scary. Almost to a point where I should probably get one from a junker, but I haven't done that yet. The best thing if you have a junkyard and you're over in the south, look for a truck that they took the bed off, and then you can get a lot of good parts. I get a lot of good small clips and everything for the brake lines and the fuel lines. Just wait for someone else to do the work for you, and then you don't have to mess with it. I don't even know where they are though. I have parts everywhere in boxes, and it's a mess. But yeah. Anyway, I'm done rambling. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. One project at a time, one thing at a time. You'll get it done. And my 94 C1500 leaks water. That's real cool. Leaks water from the cowl on the passenger side. Like, pretty good. I gotta figure that one out too. I got a lot of cracked seams. I think the cowl drain on that side I never cleaned out. I'm gonna try that, and I don't know, pick out all the seams. Maybe I'll have to take the dash out even. Maybe it's leaking between the firewall and the HVAC unit. If it is, it is. I gotta take it out and do it. It's gonna be a nightmare project. Everything's a nightmare project, and nothing is easy. Always remember that. And the people who just give up and say, "Oh, I'm not gonna do this. Oh, I'm not gonna do that job. Oh, I'm gonna sell it. Oh, I'm gonna junk it." Those people just suck. So don't be like them. Come up with a plan. Park it in the corner. Break it down and fix it. If you don't live in a HOA, if you don't live in a restricted place, if you don't live in a apartment complex, there's just no excuse for it. No excuse for not being able to do it. Even this place, there's kind of no excuse, but there's a lot of excuses, and it takes very long to do anything. And then when I do something like that, like take apart a large project and I need the whole garage, a car has to sit in the street or in a parking spot, and some asshole at 2:43 in the morning will go put parking violation stickers on your car because it's condo land and it's a Gestapo. So, eh, you know, that's a little more challenging. A little more challenging. Do you really need extra challenging challenges in your life? I say you don't. That's just me. Hopefully next year we can alleviate all that and just literally have a freaking field. And I'm telling you, I'm going to probably be living out of storage containers, like literally shipping containers. One being is for a couple being for actually a couple being for storage, probably two 40-foots being for just for storage, and then at least two, so I don't want a cramped one welded together as a living area. It's gonna be messed up. It's gonna be like as wide as this garage, but double the length, and that's gonna be like my living area. But it's affordable, so you gotta do what you gotta do. And it's economy, and I pay freaking $450,000 for a house. Nope, you kind of gotta live like a hobo, but it is what it is. At least it's a house and it's paid for. It's dry. It has all the amenities that you need. Yeah, I really want 4 containers and build a fort. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you can put a roof deck, and then you have a courtyard in the middle. And then we could do with the courtyard, you can just plant stuff in there, like plant crops and shit like that. So at least you have like little lines, maybe like, potatoes, whatever, like shit you can eat, spices, have a couple little things. So you have like a garden in the middle. That'd be pretty cool. And then put a bunch of windows. You can go look out, look at your plants. And then if you get really, really bored and have more money, you can just put a roof over the whole freaking thing and build out the courtyard in the middle, and even make it like a fancy hotel in like a city, and make it like a sunroom. It'd be pretty cool. Just freaking glass it off, you know? It'd be awesome. Or like a little steel or aluminum structure, with like roof panels. It'll probably cost a lot of money, but you can modify it with time. Or just put like a screen enclosure in, kind of like these stupid places have here, but I'll probably just leave it wide open. Anyway, I'm out of here. Good luck with all your projects. Let's have a positive attitude. You get it done. And don't live in a condo. Hopefully I can get some stuff done tomorrow, because I really have to, because I'm going to have nothing working except this vehicle right here. Nice.